here we go. Review. Number 1. Review number 1. Now, I am going to bring this down just a little bit, so hold on. Not that that was a whole lot closer, but it's better. All right, it's a little blurry. Apologies. Apologies on my part. It didn't copy the best, but we can still do it. Okay, so it says, oh, pencil. Write the ratio. So here's my recipe. Write the ratio of flour to eggs in word form. Can anybody give me that ratio? John, go for it.
1 cup of flour.
Okay, so 1. Oh my goodness, I just started doing a colon. 1, and then words is the word 2. I'll make that look like a special one. 1, 2. 1 to 2. 2 eggs. 1 cup of flour to 2 eggs. 1, 2, 2. Now, I can look to see does it simplify, but to simplify it in my calculator, I have to put it as a fraction. So 1 over 2. Does it simplify? No. So I'm good. Boom. Done. Now we write the ratio of salt to pepper in colon form. Who can tell me this ratio? Kaylee?
So it's 1.
Yeah. 1 salt, right? To pepper is 1/2. Perfect. Excellent. Now, if it asked me to make it a unit rate, I'd do some more work, but it's not. It's just asking that ratio, right? It's just asking me to compare them. Last in this row, write the ratio of Parmesan cheese to breadcrumbs in fraction form. Who can tell me Parmesan cheese to breadcrumbs? Nathan, go for it.
1/2.
Good.
1 and 1/4.
1/2 is my numerator, even though it's going to look weird. Over breadcrumbs is right here. 1 and, oh, I'm going to have to do a slash instead of a real line. 1/4. It looks funny, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's a fraction inside of a fraction inside of a fraction. But it's okay, because it's not really a fraction, it's a ratio. All right, good. Find the value of the ratio of pounds of chicken to eggs. So it's just ratio. Pounds of chicken to eggs. John? 2 to 2. Now, it doesn't tell us how to write it. So you get to pick. I typically go like this. My go-to is that colon for a ratio. All other things I put in fractions. But wait a second, what happened? What is 2 to 2?
It's
Yeah. It simplifies 1 to 1. For every 1 pound of chicken, there's 1 egg. Well, we have in this recipe 2 pounds of chickens to 2 eggs. If I doubled this recipe, I'd use 4 pounds of chicken to 4 eggs. If you wanted to make half of a recipe, how many cups of breadcrumbs would you need? What do you have to do? I have to take my number of breadcrumbs, 1, oh, that's not 1 and 1/4. 1 and 1/4 divided by, right, 2. Or could you take 1 1/4 times 1/2? Are those the same? Yeah. I'd get a calculator out, unless you like to divide fractions longhand. Anybody?
5/8.
1 1/4. Oh, you can't see that. 1 1/4 divided by 2, or times 1/2. Same thing. 5/8. Good. Uh-oh, equivalent. Do you remember what do I have to do for equivalent? How do I tell if they're equivalent? There's a couple places you could look. You could look back in your notes or where we did our review of notes. It talks over here. Kaylee, what do?
You have to cross multiply those and then there's a fraction and cross multiply.
Excellent. Good, AB. We have to cross multiply. So 3/7 is my first fraction. And 14/11. And then I'm going to do 13/7 and 26/21. And 13/7, right? 39/21. We got to see which one works. Cross multiply. Grab that calculator. You're going to have to be pressing the buttons. Is it the first choice? No, when I cross multiplied, I got 2 different numbers. No way. Is it the second one? Nope. When I cross multiplied, I got 2 different numbers. Can you just say, oh, it's C and not do it? Or should you check it? Because what if the answer is none of them?
Yeah, we should check it.
You should check it. Just to make sure. Maybe, again, Mrs. Long made a mistake. It happens. Is it the third one? Yep. You should always go through and check it. What if I was trying to be sneaky and I made it the first one and the second one? Or the second and the third? What if I had 2 right answers and you had to pick them both? What do you think about that? Don't give up. Check them all. All right, filling in a ratio table. This is kind of like proportions. How do I know what numbers go here and here or here? How can I fill in? How can I fill in these problems? What should I do? I need to treat them like proportions, yeah? So 3/x, mystery number, is equal to 12/36. And cross multiply. 3 times 36 is 108 equals x times 12 is 12x. Uh-oh, what do I do now? Kaylee, what do I do?
You have to divide.
I have to divide. 108 divided by 12 is 9. Same thing for this one, except this time it's 12/36 equals x/72. Cross multiply. 12 times 72. Ugh, 864 equals 36 times x is 36x. Do I do the same thing again? But I don't divide by 12. What do I divide this time?
36.
You got it. $24. Good. Is it the same thing when there are decimals? Yeah. It's the same thing. It doesn't change it. I'll work backwards. I don't have to go in order from left to right. I can start on the right side. 75 over 1 equals x over 0.5. I can work backwards. Instead of going right to left, I can go left to right. That works. Let's see. 75 times 0.5 is 37.5 equals 1x. Divide by 1. 37.5. Then I do it again. 37.5 over 0.5 equals x over 0.25. It's okay. Don't panic because there's decimals. If you can set up the fraction, you're good to go. Could you flip-flop it around and do x over 0.25 equals 37.5 over 0.5? Sure. But you just have to be able to cross multiply. 37.5 times 0.25 is 9.375 equals 0.5x. And divide. It all works. You just have to pace yourself and not panic. I think we're more comfortable with decimals than we are fractions. The fractions ones, I think, cause us to have some fear. Good. But if you just think of it as 1/3 over 1/2, I'm going to run out of room. I have to write too big. 1/3 over 1/2 equals, what's this fraction? X over 1/2, right? Or 1/4. Just set it up. It shows you the fractions right there, the ratios. And then use your calculator. Do not panic when you have to multiply fractions. 1/3 times 1/4 is 1/12. That's okay. I got a calculator. Cross multiply. Then 1/2 times x is 1/2 x. What do I do to find the answer? Same thing I did when it was a decimal. Same thing I did when it was a whole number. I divide by 1/2. So divide by 1/2. And there's my answer. 1/6. Has anyone seen or discovered a shortcut where you don't have to write all of this out? It's already written for you in a fraction, right? Here's my fraction bar. Do you agree? So could I just go like this? 1/4 times 3. Oh, 1/4 times 3 is 3/4. And 1/6 times x is 1/6 x. I did it. I didn't even have to write down the original problem because when it's in a table, it's already there. So what do I have to do now to solve? I have to divide. Divide by what? 1/6. Is it okay that my answer is a fraction?
Yeah.
Sure. Fractions are numbers too. They just don't get the same amount of love as all the other numbers. All right, last three. Unit rate. What do we know about a unit rate? It's very specific. Unit rates have to. Have to.
The denominator has to be 1.
The denominator has to be 1. So if I look, 156 miles in 13 hours. Is my denominator 1?
No.
No. Can I make it 1?
Yeah.
How do I make it 1?
You have to.
Look over here on page 23 if you need it. Divide what? You got it. Numerator divided by denominator. 156 divided by 13 is 12. Don't forget your labels. 12 what? Miles in 1 hour. All right, so this is $2,184 for 8 people. Is that a unit rate? Nope. Can we make it a unit rate? Yep. Numerator divided by denominator. 2,184 divided by 8. $273. Don't forget your label.
For
One person. Last but not least, I think that's 37.5 miles in half an hour. Is that a unit rate? No, it's just a rate. I know it's a rate because it's comparing 2 different labels. I can make it a unit rate. Numerator divided by denominator, 37.5 divided by 1/2. $75 miles in 1 hour. That was review number 1.